Have you tried turning it off and on? No? Then please kill yourself. Yo, I'm the sysadmin. I've been tracking you since that unauthorized email access. Strike one. Is the agent dead? Out there, I mean? In the system, his mistakes will live forever, like stains under blacklight. Dirty digital fingerprints all across the world. Seriously, do these people even understand how technology works? Everything is recorded. Nothing is deniable. We know your entire life story. It's chill, though. My job isn't in the details. Your weird-ass preoccupations are totally your own thing. Can you not try to make eye contact? I also do numbers, data. I ran all those shipping numbers you saw, which, FYI, takes longer than it does in the movies. Yeah, Egypt. I bet you twigged when you got jacked by mummies. Gold star. But check out all this activity in and out of the desert. Let's say half of them are dummy shipments, to throw off anyone with too much time and satellite access. That still leaves a lot. And what's weird is that this Egyptian mafia, the kingdom, are super anal about export control. As our rogue trader found out. Do you still have his chip? No shit. Well, I know where Geary's sending you next.
In summary, plenty of room for improvement. Now, it's time for you to leave and time for me to chat with one of our rising stars. Ciao, ciao. Well, I don't expect to see him again. We're making a few cuts. Exciting news! You're going to Egypt. Well, exciting if you're into all beach and no sea. I prefer the Mojave. The smell of the firing range, peyote, shallow graves. But enough about my childhood. Africa hasn't been a key action area for us since the 14th century BC. Now our sources say something big is going down in the desert. A real game changer. New England is so last week. The catch is that we'll have to work with Venice. The Council used to run the show, back when the Earth was flat and the sun revolved around Europe. These days they're all about being neutral observers, getting in the way of a good old-fashioned honor system. But until we find a way to speed up their slow descent into the ocean, it pays to use and abuse them. We scratch their back, they crack down harder on the Templars. It's a public service. The modern world is so over big swords and bad teeth. Hook up with the Venice envoy. Make nice. Find out what they know. If you have to make a mess, make sure you don't spill any on the Orochi group. They've been making a lot of noise about New England, and word is that their Egyptian operation has been compromised. They're likely to pin it on us if push comes to shove. I tell Orochi to go fuck themselves, but you know how it goes. They're the world's biggest transmedia conglomerate. Setting up a video conference regarding self-fucking would take forever. Time for my next o'clock. Don't worry, you're not on my cut list. Yet. Ciao, ciao.
Are you bringing us reinforcements today? We could use reinforcements. We have already lost the outskirts of Almaraya. The town itself cannot be allowed to fall. This is why we are here. We are the Maria, young warriors of an old land. The Black Land, a land of old religions, old enemies. Ask the desert what it remembers. It is merely an expression.
Boss, these plans...
I know. I know it is different from the stories. When the stories were written, no one had machine guns. Egypt's strength is its people. Time and time again, when their voices are silenced, they raise up their fists. The cult of Aten, they fear the people. So with poison words and drugs, they empty men's souls to join their uprising. An uprising that spites freedom, leaves only mindless slaves. Slaves to a great enemy who hates all things. This is his homeland. They are preparing it for his return. We fight, but every day there are more Aten as slaves. Too many. Soon, more than we can handle, without resorting to extremes. This started as a guerrilla war, but now Now it is open war between the Maria and our ancient enemy. I will be forward with you. There is a traitor in Almaraya, here, seething in these very streets as we speak. This snake feeds information to the cultists. I am to blame. I was too trusting. I should never have relied on anyone but Maria. Forgive my anger. You have done good things for us. One of Cairo's trade princes is among us. I think they sent opportunity for profit on the desert wind. We arranged a bartering in secret. As much as I dislike secrets. But the Atanas knew. They knew. Our snake was watching us, even then. But perhaps it has shed some of its scales. A trail that a patient hunter could follow. Be wary. It could be anyone. I can't understand. Does our history mean nothing? Does their freedom mean nothing? The trade prince. I spoke to him of this. He told me, if I truly want to understand humanity, I need only read the comments section on YouTube. I hate the internet.
When angels arrive, the demons leave. It's a nice saying, no? It gives me hope. Except... the angels are here. But so are the demons. They have been here a long, long time. And they are not leaving. Some say the demons came only a little while ago. But this is not true. We have been living among demons for as long as anyone can recall. We have become blind to them. They are as much a part of this town as we are. But the others? Long before you came, long before the earthquakes and meteors and ruined cities opened up, there were others. Why would anyone come to this town in the middle of the desert? I came here to escape. To hide. Unless you were born here or want to die here, I can think of no other reason to live in this place. They were good at keeping secrets, the foreigners. They smiled and spent money, but kept to themselves, and no one questioned this. So I stayed quiet, because that is what you do. I'm a stranger too, and I cannot afford to make enemies. I have a business to run, still. Even as we face the plagues of Egypt, I have my customers to serve. And you angels, you need to eat and drink as well, so that you can finally drive the demons away. I've written a letter to my sister. Yeah, I know it is a lot to ask. You need to keep everything a secret. I promise. I say nothing about what is happening here. I only tell her that I miss her and that I love her. Thank you. It is all I ask. I do not ask to be brought along. Your roads are for your people only. I know this because some have tried, and they were stung. In their minds, they say. So, no, I do not wish to try. I treasure my mind too highly. Besides, I want to stay. I want to be here with friends and neighbors to serve them tea and cakes. As long as there is tea and cakes. And friends. But no fruit. No dates. The places they grow in are infected. The soil has become black with the living oil which seeps up from below. There are stories about it. Stories from long ago, when the oil was only in the deepest places. Now, the oil lives in the sun. These are different times. Darker times. I know the Aten worshippers and their slaves are pulling the oil out of the ground, out of the plants and the fruits. They harvest it, make others feed on it. That turns them into monsters, not just mindless slaves like the cultists, but real monsters. We want our land back, our people, and our dates. Men cannot live on tea and cakes alone. Although, this is no bad thing for business. I hope the letter finds my sister well, that the disease is not spreading. No, do not tell me. I wish to believe in a place beyond this, where the soil is still clean, for as long as possible.
So what are you? Red team? Blue team? Green team? You're all the same to me. You know who I work for, so let's cut the bullshit. We are not in this together. You and me will never be friends. And the day will come when I will have this gun pointed at your head. And I will pull the trigger. Lucky for you, that day is not quite here yet. The snakes. They are my eyes and ears beyond the city walls. I never back away from a fight, but I'm not stupid enough to go out there and risk my life without good reason. The cultists are getting bold and careless, high on dreams and whispers of death and darkness. They are playing with powerful magic, and the old gods have plenty of tricks up their sleeves. I don't usually subscribe to any of that my enemy's enemy bullshit, but in this case I see the value in a bit of fact-sharing, for old time's sake. No more games. You know I have a hidden agenda. I know you have a hidden agenda. But there'll be nothing for us to fight over if we let these amateurs mess things up for everybody. Do we understand each other? Yes. Yes, I understand. But on that note, I have some not-so-great news. The latest shipment won't make it to the boat. I'm going to... Slow down, slow down. All I am asking for is some backup out here. Not only am I dealing with the Council and its lackeys, we have got Orochi and the... Sorry, 1 second. Totally out of my hands. My contact goes AWOL, the trucks carrying the crates are stolen, and...
We operate under the radar. You know this. If we didn't think you could do the job, you wouldn't be here. We make do with less, so make do. The question is, why are you still talking to me? Why are you still alive to make excuses for this total fuck-up?
I wouldn't be much use to you dead. I put tracking devices in the crates. I know where they are, but...
So let me see if I get this straight. Some of the most dangerous artifacts in existence are now in the hands of cultists who want to blow everything and everyone to hell?
That is the gist of it, I guess.
You guess. You guess. My ass is in a sling, and you guess. Take care of this. Get our merchandise back. You don't want to have to explain yourself to anyone above me.
I will take care of it, don't worry.
Shit!
Careful, the protections. They do not differentiate between friend and foe. Anything that smells of anima, clean or tainted, and the fireworks go off. That was the third attack in as many days. The Aten worshippers are getting more aggressive, and our defenses are under strain. We needed the help. Muchas gracias. This is all I have. The entire Council of Venice delegation. One field operative, Amparo Osorio, buenas, and a handful of armed personnel. Hardly enough manpower to deal with a situation like this. Something has gone terribly wrong here. Far beyond the earthquakes, locust swarms, and rain of fire. I believe something has been taken from this place. A dangerous artifact that may be behind the cruel wind that has brought these dark clouds upon us. I'm convinced that the Orochi are involved, somehow. As are the Phoenicians. Their loyalties can be bought. But there's someone else too. Someone with a lot of resources and friends in the highest places. Them? I do not know. But the Council won't listen. No one listens. My reports vanish in red tape, and I don't receive the resources I need. It's as if someone is deliberately trying to slow me down. And so I dig on my own and attract the attention of the cultists. I fear the Council may be compromised from the inside. I don't know who to trust, whether they want me to find the truth, or if they want me to bury it deep below the sand. All I know is that this is too important to bury. Too important to keep secret. Whatever it is that happened, it happened right here, in this town. Normal people were turned into mindless, murderous sheep, bent on darkness, death, and destruction. But like sheep, they only know how to follow. And if you follow the sheep, they might lead you to the shepherd. Yes?
They are your servants now, ready to bend to your every whim.
You are mistaken, my friend. We are all servants of Aten. I am merely his prophet.
Whatever you say, my friend. As long as your slaves provide us with offerings, you will remain a prophet. Or become a god if you wish. Fail us, and that power vanishes. Everything vanishes.
The Maria are getting help from the outsiders. That was not part of the deal. You said
The deal is simple. Give us what we want. We give you what you want. We are not getting what we want.
you will. It is only a matter of time. He will be unleashed. Trust me.
Trust? You speak to me of trust. Trust is a sign of weakness. I only trust what I can see before me. I have other business. We will talk soon. You will deliver to me what you have promised. Or all of this will go away. This madness.
Praise be upon Aten. Praise be upon his prophet Akhenaten, the Black Pharaoh. Go forth and do his bidding.
And may he lay waste to heretics and unbelievers.
We need you to transport another shipment. We will pay you well.
From one man in a fedora to another. We had a deal for one shipment. We honored our deal, but the time has come for us to part ways.
I see. The Maria are merely peasants with Kalashnikovs. And the Council of Venice, an inconvenience. Nothing more. They will all fall in the end.
They're not the issue. Not at all. You are. You don't understand the consequences of your actions. You're dangerous, unpredictable. Terrible traits in a business partner.
You are right. I am dangerous.
If I had a pebble for every thug who tried to shake me down the last 3,000 years, I'd build a great pyramid of my own. Humans fear the end so fiercely, they still think death is the ultimate deterrent. Have I got news for you?
Who said anything about death? There are far worse things. I know ways to make even a dead man scream. There are forces out there older than the kingdom, older than the sun, with power unwitnessed by the likes of you. Power we just unleashed upon the world. But that was just the beginning. The Maria will feel that power. Venice will feel that power. Those living weapons. And once they are all gone, who knows what we will do? So choose your allegiance wisely, dead man.
Well then, I thought we might treat ourselves to an iced lolly after the meeting, but clearly our business is concluded. Mortals. Always something to prove. I trust you caught the gist of that conversation.
No, Roberto. Está bien. Lo siento. We are being extra cautious. Not only are we under constant attack, there have recently been attempts on my life. This village is divided, neighbor against neighbor. You have seen how it is. And also, people vanish, taken from their homes in the middle of the night, made into... I don't know what they are. Slaves of Aten? Mindless tools of the sun cult. Oh, hijo de puta. And nobody dares to talk, even when the streets are getting emptier by the day. Soon, the cultists will own this town and everyone in it. Ay, muy mal. So, I received word from the council, and they finally sent someone, an official, a single agent. A chingada. After what I tell them of this place. But I only have their word for it. That was a week ago, and the agent is nowhere to be found. Perhaps my colleague has been taken as well? I have no way of knowing. I fear I may be next.
Buzz. I suppose we're bound to meet in time. And if there's one thing I have an excess of, it's time. If there's two, it's time and vices. But you, strong and silent, aren't really my type. Ugh. Let's walk a moment. We don't need any more bugs crawling into our mouths, Earthquakes, plagues, locusts. I know what you're thinking. But I'll tell you what you should be thinking. What can I get out of this? And take it from me. A mummified corpse in a 12,000-pound suit. This isn't biblical, it's local. Our entire culture was obsessed with eternity and the high cost of dying. Men queuing up to cross over, animals guarding the threshold, returning gods and demons. Musical chairs of the soul. So there will always be hangers-on, like the Arbe, a locust god, not a capital G god. The Maria have documented its exploits. They document everything. There's a library east of the village. Ever banished a minor deity? It could be downright educational for you, a real opportunity. I should charge for this. All right. It's on the house. You're killing me. Or if you want something done right, keep throwing people at it until one of them lucks out. Oh, this is nice. Very nice. They don't make wards against pestilence like they used to. Oh, well, you'll need this to remove the Arbe from its nest. You are still doing that, yes? A little desert falcon told me the beasts holed up in that ghost tourist trap, the so-called Temple to the Arten. Arten. I want to talk about overstaying a welcome, but this isn't its time anymore. It's an ugly throwback from a darker age. A bleaker age. An Egypt of obsidian monuments, baking sand, the most shocking violence and depravity. Oh, you people don't know the half of it. But if you can't stand the heat, get out of the desert, I always said. And you did. The Illuminati, the Templars, the Dragon all scurried off with their prizes like dung beetles after a camel race and left Egypt to fend for herself. To overthrow a tyrant and chisel the forbidden names out of memory. Now the gang's all here again.
It's like the plagues of Egypt. First, the water turns to blood, figuratively, if not quite literally. Then there's hail and thunder, locust swarms, flies and disease, and then darkness. And now, the very fires of heaven rain upon us. It's almost beautiful. But only from up here. There's no beauty to be found down there. Only death and war. This land has been cursed by history and the madness of men. Of course, I don't have the manpower to investigate, let alone do anything about it. All that's left for me is to write another report to the council, pleading for them to come see for themselves, to witness how the skies and ground have opened up, unleashing the wrath of God upon us all. No. Not the wrath of God. There's nothing biblical about these plagues. This is all in the hands of humans.
Clip! Want to make yourself useful? I'm not even gonna bother with the politics. Our brief says to not mingle, but if you haven't noticed, we're in deep and sticky. And this time, it's all on us. We dug our own grave. Literally. Phil's crawling out of the crevice down that valley. Our guys on the ground have been infected. I hate leaving a mess, but we can't do the cleaning up. This is a last stand sort of deal. And all we can do is hang on to this perimeter like grim death and pray for a miracle. I have a feeling they'll do more damage without it. Prometheus Initiative. They knew how to take care of their own. Water, food, ammo. There's even a crate of scotch. Oak-aged. First-class stuff. That wasn't for us, obviously. We were just here to provide protection, like good little roachy tin soldiers, while the suits and white coats called the shots and reaped the benefits. We didn't ask questions. And now, we're left without answers. We don't even know what the Prometheus Initiative was doing out here. Was a depot close by. It's where a lot of the logistics were handled, away from prying eyes. Flying supplies in and the other stuff out, always under the cover of night. It was also the first place to get hit when the hitting began. We lost a lot of good soldiers that day. Some suits, too, but who keeps count? We've gone in there to restock, but it's lethal. The place is crawling. I'm a loyal employee to a point, and they're pushing that point. Where's our backup? Our transportation? There's been no word, no info, no intel, nothing. I'm not even sure they're planning an evac. It's It's strange the way it happened. Like they knew exactly when and where to hit us. All the hallmarks of an inside job. And whoever hit us, they're still around, and they have resources. So much for job security. You guys hiring? So you've seen the Ankh? Talk about opening Pandora's box. Okay, so far as I know, it didn't start with our guys blowing a hole in the ground and going down into the dark. And I'm not saying it didn't make matters worse. I don't know exactly what happened, but the noise on the radio wasn't pretty. And then they started bringing up the people who were infected. They were covered in black goo. We call that the filth now, I've learned. Don't know why. They should really call it the crazy, since it makes people go fucking batshit insane. The infection spread so quickly, it's a miracle we made it out, any of us. We neutralized as many as we could to make sure the disease wouldn't spread. But I don't know what happened to the ones who were still down there, in the dark. The ones who didn't get out. And I have no idea what happened in that subterranean temple in the first place. What horrors they unearthed. You know, someone should really look into that.
I shall explain the pressure you are feeling. In ancient times, we would be below the filth level in the shaft. The survey team found great machines of warped bone and sinew down here, fossilized. It runs on muscle memory now, which is to say, it will not stop.
Come to gloat. How the mighty have fallen. Yeah, there's that. But then again, we fall, you fall, we all fall. I can tell you this, and I'd probably get fired for it, but, you know, perspective. We've been out here a while. Protection detail for the science guys. You've heard about the Prometheus Initiative? Them. And I knew something was going on. I knew it. But we're trained to turn a blind eye and focus on the job. We keep the nerds safe. It's how we do's it. You know what I'm saying? The core teams, the white coats and suits with the Prometheus Initiative, were digging over in that weird city other side of the mountains. They were bringing out containers packed with artifacts. Regular Tomb Raiders. Seemed like they were having all the fun. The teams went deep underground, and they came out with stuff that even I could tell was powerful and dangerous. They had that hum to it, you know? That feeling of weight, age, of violence. Everything was getting packed up and ready to ship out when it happened. First, the incident down in the caves. Took out our whole detail there, along with the base camp. We had to pull back. Then some kind of sabotage. Someone on the inside is my guess. Wiping out our teams on the other side of the gateway. The white coats, the suits, supervisors, uniformed personnel, everyone. And the shipping crates? Gone. We sent a detail to secure whatever was left inside the city, but there was nothing. We had to retreat. Not a survivable situation. Too bad we failed to grab the comms gear. Could have come in useful with a direct line to HQ. Something's gone very, very, very wrong. We haven't heard a peep from Mission Control. And I don't know where the artifacts went. But right after all this is when the end of the world started happening. Everywhere. I can't say for sure the two are connected, but warning bells? Oh, you betcha.
Do not be angry, Master. You know how prone these people are to evil. I have fought this war many times. The weapons may change, but the faces do not. Those unfortunate souls, turned by the Arten, look the same as they ever did. Their eyes mad, their skin ashen, their minds clouded. They are in the grip of the Dreamers. They are no longer human. The Sun Worshippers want nothing more than the destruction of everything. They want to see the Earth scorched, cities burned to the ground, and their priests transformed into dark angels. If they only knew what they were truly working for. No less than the extinction of all life, by forces beyond our reckoning. This time, however, it's different. This time, the plagues were unleashed by outsiders. Oh, the evil was seeded long before anyone from the outside ever set foot in this valley. But it would have found no soil to grow in, were it not for those who came greedily seeking the riches of the Forbidden City. Now the High Priest Abdul Dawood and his disciples who worship the Black Pharaoh and their cruel god Aten are spreading like locusts. That which began with outsiders must also be mended by outsiders. My strength is waning, after thousands of years in the deserts of my life. And the Maria, they cannot do this on their own. Yes, I am putting it all on you, child. You and those like you, the ones chosen by the Earth itself, or by the Master. But I am not yet dead, and my vow to the 64 is long broken. So I will do what I can to aid you in your plight. Among those who came here to dig, there are some that may harm you, and some that may help you. Seek them out, and seek their knowledge. If I knew who to trust, I would not keep it from you.
Nasir! Nasir!
Boss! Hey, the cavalry! Play ball! Nice catch. You like to play ball? Come! I show you. C4, good shit. Russia made. We managed to get shipment through. Now it is my job to prep it, like Sly in Demolishing Man.
I need you to start packing up, Nasir.
She is, how you say, tough cookie. It is in her blood. Our blood. We are Maria, the young warriors, and we die hard like Bruce Willis. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Our enemy, they use the water pumps to spread their black disease. They pump cancer into the water, into the soil, the food supply. Soon everybody will be like them, like the walking dead, with octopus fingers in their head. Very, very bad. But now we have something very, very good. We will disable the pumps, stop the pollution. Boom! Just like Bollywood movie, with happy ending and musical number. Hello, my friend. The mission was a great success.
There is much left to do. We are not yet victorious.
Shani is always worried. It is her job. She is our leader. She is responsible. Me? I'm young. I still believe in victory. I may look like I'm not serious. My sister was eaten by a beast from the mountains. My mother was taken by cultists when I was 11. My father died trying to save her. I am very serious. But if we can no longer have fun, if we cannot take joy in life, they have won. Come, boss, dance!
Say what you will about Nasir. He's the best at what he does. The sands of battle are always shifting. Your assistance is of great value. But we have fought this war for a long, long time. And you have many things to do, many places to be. This is only one of them.
But they are here now, boss, and they will help us fulfill our destiny.
The pumps only distribute the poison. We can destroy that. But the source of the corruption comes from deep in the mountains.
Then we will destroy the mountain. Nothing is impossible for the young warriors. Yeah!
My friend, it is good to see you.
You are late.
1,000 apologies. But given the circumstances, I am sure you will forgive me. We are at war.
Do not speak to me of war, fat man. You are still late.
So it appears. What is it we need to discuss?
Our friendship. We have done many things for you. We have given you this village.
The village is still not ours, and...
This is your problem, not mine. You have received weapons and support. We have awakened your sleeping god. What have you done for us?
What have we?
The shipments have stopped. Your army has failed to defeat the enemy. They run free in the streets. We need more hands digging. Why do your people still resist?
My people? They are not my people. The Maria are receiving help from the outside, and they are fighting back. Both out there and inside the village. We need more support.
You demand more favors from us?
My friend, it is not a demand. But as long as the village remains free, we are unable to finish what we began.
Like I said, your problem.
Our problem. Yes, yes. And we have a plan. The Maria, they do not know about the tunnels beneath the village. We will use them to mount a surprise attack from the inside.
Then why are we still having this conversation? Do not waste your time here.
Godless heretic.
Did you suppose he's eternal? What's another 10 minutes, hmm? This is why I swore off Aegean girls. Out with it, then.
We want you to fulfill the terms of your agreement. You do not get to skip out on a contract signed in blood.
For a moment there, I thought a Phoenician arms dealer was trying to lecture me on principles. We had a deal on the table, then you cut another deal with a death cult. We want no part in that. Besides, Venice has called in the bees.
The mighty and ancient kingdom afraid of a little sting?
I'm not taking on any new enemies at the moment.
You are making one right now.
You have made a simple arrangement infinitely more complicated. My advice? Get that arse of yours insured. It would be your gift to the world. Oh, please. We're above this. Well, one of us is. Gun oil, desperation, and cheap perfume. Tennis, tennis, tennis.
So what do you want? Huh? Money? Blood sacrifices? The spear of destiny? We have the wealth of Carthage. There must be something you want.
Goodness, let's not debase ourselves any more than we absolutely must. Not wealth. Honor. Carthage has long sold out of that stock. You've made your sarcophagus. Now go lie in it. I shouldn't think we'll meet again.
Fucking mummies.
I told you, they would all desert you. They lack the conviction, and they will burn for it. Come, let us discuss our bright and shining future.
The Romans are restless in their graves. I hear them every night in my dreams. Their whispers are insistent. The ancient Romans, child. Legionaries of the Roman Empire. We get all sorts. They were part of a crumbling empire, worshipping a dying god. Deus Sol Invictus. The unconquered sun. The irony. As Constantine christened Rome, the cult was dissolved and they scattered. The most zealous fled here to this valley to unite with those who shared their beliefs, the servants of the Aten, the sun god. It's no coincidence that they both worship the scorching sun. Remember this. It might serve you in the future. We were blessed with fortune. It could have been the end of everything we know, of this world and others, but instead, our enemies failed. Thanks to the Maria and the sentinels who watch over the hidden city of Aten, the sun worshippers were destroyed, and a cataclysm was avoided. The few who survived fled south, but their dead were left behind. With the new dawn of Aten upon us, their bodies rise from the earth to join the Dark Disciples and their Black Pharaoh. The Romans are restless, and they must once more be stilled. Get to it. Now! What, are you not used to being told what to do, child? Go! Go, 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 go! Not now. My brother, he likes to put on a show. We have a complicated history, but we've learned to coexist in relative peace. Me as a restless wanderer, him as a bothersome spirit. That is where our paths diverged, my brother's and mine. He escaped into death, while death has escaped me. The awful thing about immortality is that it tends to go on and on forever. You'll see. This is not the first time Egypt has been struck by Mephistophelian misfortune. I'm sure you know, although it's only been written about the one time. Chalk it down to experience. We did get better at covering things up as we went along. As is always the case, there's much to learn from history. The books of the past may contain word of the future. That was one of the tenets of the 4 and 60. Our ties were severed long ago, because they claimed I was too close to those I was supposed to silently observe, that I cared too highly for mortals, as if this was an inexcusable weakness. I've gotten better at it. For example, I could have simply shown you the way, but I shall not. Instead, I might simply mislay my staff where someone could accidentally retrieve it. Also, I might warn you to be on the lookout for brush fire. It would need to be stamped out before it spreads. In my experience, staffs are good for stamping things out. Too much? I'll never get this right.
Monty!
I really do think I'm getting a touch old for this.
Like hell you are. They say you're only as old as you feel. And you feel... we have company. Aaron Singh, my partner Montgomery de la Roche. We are from Oxford. Occult department.
Under the circumstances, that may be a redundancy, Aaron.
You taught me to always value precision, Monty. Even at the expense of economy. I take it you're not here for the scenery.
That's our territory. We have trodden carefully on this brittle ground, aware of any misstep that might unearth things that should remain buried. Not like those boorish Orochi thugs. We would have left a discovery of this magnitude undisturbed.
Well,
largely undisturbed. Those jackboots barreled over us with no thought to the consequences.
This excavation, all of the constructions in the valley, they are only wall dressing. Markers. An antechamber to a second site, a massive complex, an entire city, sealed away.
Inside the mountains. Concealed from prying eyes.
And Google Earth.
Only now breached to a creeping, terrifying end. You've heard of the mummy's curse and such, no doubt. Poppycock. Pure rot. Yet some parts of the past were buried for a reason. Never to be unearthed. Not for greed, for science, even for academia.
What Monty means to say is, we are not going inside that place.
We are scholars, not... I fear that whatever is done to stem the tide, it will have little consequence when a tsunami awaits on the other side.
There is singing.
It's fading. That means something. I must have pulled something when we were opening that door.
Don't blame the digging, blame the sword play. Monty?
Ah. Did you... Splendid.
Late 18th dynasty.
References to the heretic king.
There!
The Sentinels!
The Sentinels! Monty!
We were right!
There was never any doubt. Never any doubt.
Whatever lies within the ruined city has been guarded by the 7 Sentinels and their song. The song is now fading. And according to this, if it does, when it does, the heretic king will rise again.
And his god, the lord of every land, will rise with him. We believe this to be a very bad thing.
A very bad thing indeed, my dear. And Tie, once the great royal wife, decreed her dais to be set down at the Ankh. Are you getting all this, Aaron? Riveting stuff.
Is riveting really the word you're looking for, Monty?
At least take a rubbing, man.
Ah! Hello again. We're getting in a little legwork while there's a break in the, murdering.
I don't know how au fait you are with the reign of Pharaoh Akhenaten.
Creator of the would-be capital, Amarna. Dedicated to his one god, Aten. It's out that way.
Yes. A very long way out there. Even on its rushed schedule, the city was never completed. It was a vanity project, subject to the whims of Akhenaten's growing megalomania. And our man was distracted.
By the demands of his Atenist religion. And the wiles of his mother, Tie the Red Queen. She colored her nails blood red, perhaps even dyed her hair. Upper-class ancient Egyptian women were millennia ahead of the glamour curve.
Think of a Lady Macbeth figure by way of Grace Jones.
Who?
Why did Tie, Akhenaten, and their divine cult start a new citadel in this empty place? What brought the Romans here, decades on? I venture the answers are still carved under sand. Fascinating stuff. You could do a lecture tour off this. Really, you're putting us to shame.
Not that we're strangers to scandalizing the academic community.
Oh, you.
This does fit with the big, terrible picture theory.
You know how I feel about that name.
It's only a theory, Monty. Sorry, the BTP posits that we, the collective we, mankind, have forgotten more than we ever learned. For centuries, man has discovered objects much older than recorded history.
Not even the immortals still understand how these antiquities are operated, their purpose, how they are manufactured. They become the stuff of myth and legend, the work of deities and devils.
Our civilization never seems to stray far from these things. That is why we can dig up a city underneath every city.
We're creatures of habit, repeat offenders.
You may be thinking, where does the terrible come in? If this theory holds, something must keep throwing out the toy set every time we finish building it, leaving us to spend an eon finding all the pieces and putting it back together.
Scrabbling in the dust for answers. And instead, finding more questions.
I find it curious that you have time for coffee when we are forced to wait on you.
You know what it is like out there.
What is out there is our doing. Do you have something for me?
It is getting harder and harder to find new treasures. I think there is not much left.
No! You will find more. This is why we are friends. This is why we help you. Because you give us this. If you stop giving us this, then we stop being friends. We become enemies.
Do not threaten me! I am a prophet of Aten, and I demand respect!
You have yet to hear my friends. Prophet of the Aten. There's a place to the north. You have not dug there yet, but others have. Englishmen.
The university dig site, yes, I know of it. But even if there are treasures there, we do not have the people to...
Do not have the people. Do not have the people? Then find the people. This is what you do for us to maintain our friendship. Do we have a problem?
It seems no.
Look at me.
No. No. There is no problem.
Good.
Just in time. No, well, not, to be honest.
We've been robbed.
At gunpoint.
Not usually a problem, given our expertise.
They were many.
And murderous. We felt, under the circumstances, that we had little choice but to abandon the artifacts in question.
They are of the sort that should not be abandoned, or left in enemy hands.
At any cost. Aside from our lives, obviously.
Obviously.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Yes, you must be talking to me, because I think we are alone now. So tell me, punk, are you lucky? Are you feeling lucky, punk? Oh. When this war is over, I want to be taxi driver in New York City. Safe job. No more explosives. Our enemy, he has no soul. Only darkness inside. He never has to look at his reflection. He never has doubts. It is hard, this life. We make it look easy, but it is hard. For thousands of years, the Maria are here, guarding the valley and its secrets. Sons learn from their fathers, daughters from their mothers. Always we are at war. But never like this. Never so many to fight. Never so many tears. It is my job to put on the brave face. But it is hard. Lucky for me, I have war training, eh? In embedded with special forces hunting Jinn in Afghanistan. Like Rambo. They give me the cool sunglasses. And we do not fight alone. We have new friends. We have you!
Do you know the secret of keeping bees? My people have been doing it for thousands of years. One does not build a royal palace for the honeybee. A hive of dung is better than a hive of stone. Far better that you remain a captive. A dead bee creates no honey. Not to mention your talents in that area. Aten has promised me immortality. With the Black Pharaoh gone, I stand first among his prophets. And all he asks in return is a little chaos. All good beekeepers know this trick. The smoke takes away your sting, makes you placid. You will recover in time. But I plan to put that time to good use. The hour approaches. When next we meet, my friend, we shall stand as equals.
I have failed my people. Now, there is no time. It mustn't leave Egypt. You must find it. You must contain it. He will help you. Please, find him. He will know. Saeed will know. He knows how they think. But he is not like them. Trust Saeed. He will find you the time you need.
Bound to pop up eventually. Yeah. Call me back. Without us, they'll never acquire top caliber. So I told myself. Oh, sure, people have been known to get things done without me, but the work I did to sign, seal, and deliver the goods, it was downright artistic. Memories. Ugh. Let's not dwell on the past. No, I take that back. Let's dwell a while, shall we? No matter how much time goes by, you never forget the ones that got away. In my case, it was a divine little Roman thing. Came traipsing through here a millennium ago. To imagine what might have been. Temples, monuments, people, they all just bleed into each other. But the Ansali of Mars... Well, I know what you're thinking. Saeed, after all you've done for me, after all you've done for Egypt, I'd be honored to get you the Ansali, if only I had time. Well, supposing you did have time, Besides, if those Romans were who I think they are, you'd be doing yourself a favor. Those are my terms. You dig up the Ansali for me, and I dig up information for you. I'm going to take this. Oh, and read the manual. I don't want you crawling back as a temporal anomaly.
It is disappointing to find you here running errands. You do not make good use of the gifts you have been given. You are working for the kingdom. What do you truly know of this man, this thing? He crawled from his tomb a man out of time. And did he improve the world? Did he take up a cause? No. He lost himself in wealth and debauchery. Do you think he believes in what you do? This man, this kingdom, he believes in nothing. His morals are as far behind him as his memories of being alive. Such a waste of immortality. Aten sends me dreams of Tokyo, the beautiful madness. He whispers that it can happen again, and he shows me the way. But the first time, the beginning. Ask your friend. Ask him why the children of Tokyo lie broken in the streets. You cannot be killed. But my men will harry you across this earth. Run back to your friend. You cannot stop me.
Oh, nice. This is nice. Well, it's a forgery, but it's a decent one. Don't worry. One of you is bound to luck out. While you were gone, I confirmed the bad news. They've gotten hold of a second Class 1 device, meaning a second Tokyo may be imminent. Tokyo. Now there's something I'd like to wipe off my resume. I suppose the only way to do that is to keep it from happening again. Now, you're familiar with how these destructive wonders work, yes? You have these sources of third-age power, remarkable things, and then you have these equally remarkable arcs that were designed to secure them. It's that simple. Container, contained. They were meant for each other. Well, apparently not everyone sees it that way. They're preparing to move the device out of Almarea's sans arc. Oh, sure. I see the reasoning. Why bother securing something incredibly unstable if you can twirl it around and risk all of Egypt instead? They've got a ship waiting for them in Cairo. I'll find out where they are and keep them there. You poke around with the locals and see if you can dig up an ark. What a team we make. Broken, is it? That's a pity. I take it you see how this needs to work, Where, oh where, can we find a functioning version of the Ark? Or should I say, when oh when? I haven't the faintest when I got this, but I can't remember being without it. I suppose it once meant something to me. Chop chop! Time is of the essence. Anka Kahabi, Anka Kamadu, Said u Erasmus, Non Evoli, Kete Evoli Emifriti, Hon Pen Oik Pehe Nok, Entenko un Non Umpete, Erasmus el Lisht, Happy pet hua u. Pet oik u. Nepi oa enter asti enter. Enter taris bikura. Anka gahabi?
I am the Bruce Willis, and you are Rocky Bilbo. Together with old manager, we chase train and save the world.
Oh, do I dare inquire? Who have you got me playing in this spectacle?
You are wrinkly manager, man. Your job is to be old and die so we can learn and be sad. Also, you pay for gas.
Delightful. So, shall we? I have other appointments today. I suppose you'll want to ride shotgun. Oh, don't mind me. I'll stretch out in the back.
We go blow the shit out of train!
We catch the train, Nasir. More precisely, you get us there while I contact the people I need to. Our action hero will do the rest. Sorry to be a bother, but is that what I think it is? We're all aware of how Canyon works, yes? For the love of all things ancient, get closer!
Bonjour, you don't want me to jump? Want me to throw you?
Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what they want. For you to throw them. Why don't I do a little dance whilst we're at it?
You jump now! We will come back! We go for help. You stop the train! Dead, or waiting for sequel.
Sequel? Ooh, splendid. I, for one, cannot wait to do this again.
I even let you drive next time. We blow all the terrorists up.
Nazir, the notion of our relationship blossoming beyond today fills me with a special kind of dread.
I like you, but you have big problem. You're chained to past, scared to start fresh with good people. Maria are good people. You work more with us, and you will stop feeling like asshole. You see me, I am like Robert De Niro when I analyze this shit. I find the root of your problem.
Yes, you are remarkably astute.
Now, we all go to celebrate and feel good. Together, we defuse the big threat!
Someone remind me, what exactly did I get out of all this?
We are great friends now. You are in my blood.
Oh, surely not. That sounds unhygienic.
Only way for you to break friendship now is to stab the Maria in the back. Do that, and I will not hesitate to kill you many times.
I suppose I can live with those terms. Fine. I reluctantly accept. but next time I get to play Rocky.
Ha! It is deal!